Hey guys, welcome to the RWS portion of this show where we talk about long range. We open up with entry-level long range. We have Keno here, who is an iconic long-range shooter in Germany. We have Stefan here, who is the product manager of RWS. He's going to show us all of the product portfolio, and we are going to jump right in. We already kind of rehearsed this on German, but let me ask you first, how did you like the show so far?
Oh, it's amazing to be back here in Nuremberg at the IWA. So it's
good energy.
Good energy. It's yeah, the place where all the people with the same passion come together. So it's really it's fun. It's amazing. So it's great to be here.
Stefan, do you agree?
Yes, I agree. I underline his words. It's very good to be back here at IWA. Very good people here.
It's true.
A lot of nice guys, and also old friends to meet again after COVID.
Thank you.
And so yeah, I like it a lot.
Let us dive into long-range shooting. Keno, you are, as I already mentioned, you are a person well known for long-range shooting.
Yep.
And it's funny because we are going to talk about how you made the entry in long-range shooting, and how you actually already touched on the Target Elite Plus and your early successes. But before we dive into this, we're talking about sharing the passion, finding passion within the industry, behind the people, behind the brands, people who are responsible for product development, people who are responsible of giving feedback to the producers and also using them. So, you know what, I'm going to start with Stefan. Stefan, what is your passion?
My passion is everything that makes a bang and a bullet leaves the barrel that I'm in. I shoot basically everything. Started with air rifle as a little boy. Grew up until IPC shooting or a little bit of long range.
He's got gunpowder in his veins.
I have got gunpowder and lead, probably.
So, Keno, what is your passion?
Of course, it's two passions, because I'm a hunter. I'm a passionate hunter, and yeah, I like all the things that are going around by hunting, and yeah, through the hunting came the passion for precision shooting.
Oh, okay.
Because my goal was to become a better hunter, a better marksman for hunting, and yeah, I looked around. What are things out there that I can do? What can I learn to be a better hunter, a better shooter? And then I looked to the sports shooters, especially for the PRS shooters, and so I trained with some PRS guys, and this was the moment the passion for PRS and long-range shooting was born.
So with this passion, would you say that PRS shooting or long-range shooting has become a trend in the industry, Stefan?
Yes, I think so, definitely. When you have a look at the booths, at the optic manufacturers, mounts manufacturers, rifle manufacturers, stock manufacturers, buyboard manufacturers, you name it, everyone is trying to get his place in this portfolio, or adapt his portfolio for this purpose. And it's a trend where we also, from the ammunition side, have a little bit of our hands in there.
We are going to dive right in. Keno, we were talking earlier that people are turned off by the idea of having to, well, load their own ammo. You actually did not start loading your own ammo. You started long-range shooting, PRS shooting, which has become also a big trend in, well, Europe, I would say. Yep. And you're actually using, as the first bullet, the Target Elite Plus, which was developed by the guys at RWS exactly for this circumstance, wanting to perform in long-range shooting without having to load the own ammo. Go. How was that? How did that go for you?
It went really, really well, and it started because I'm a hunter. So I started to train precision shooting with my hunting rifle, and I wasn't a reloader or really good into ballistic stuff. I just started to train with some guys the precision shooting thing, and yeah, I needed ammo for that because hunting ammo is yeah,
more expensive.
More expensive. Sometimes the BC is not that high, so I looked for a good ammunition for PRS shooting. Long-range training, yeah, and I took my hunting rifle. I went to the shop, and one guy said, "Oh, if you want really a good precise ammo, take the Target Elite Plus to the range, shoot some rounds, and it worked really, really great. So I started my training with a lot of shooting, with a lot of trigger time, to become a better and better shooter, a better hunter, and of course a better PRS and competition shooter.
Stefan, do you get this feedback a lot by people who are entering long-range shooting, that they are capable of actually running successively, they have success in competing with a, well, basically it's a preloaded round off the shelf, but I would say in self-loading quality.
Yeah, that's true. Like everyone who's get an idea of long range use or wants to try it, doesn't have a reloading bench at home. So as this kind of the problem like Keno described, we got the feedback. You have expensive, very nice hunting ammo, but when I want to shoot on a target or practice trigger time, what can I use then? And this is where the Target Elite Plus comes into place then. Yeah.
But may I ask a question? How did you achieve actually the fact that it's as good as hand loads?
Okay, yeah, of course.
Give me a rundown.
So the first and most important part is the bullet, of course.
Okay.
And the bullet is named Scorion, which we use in our Target Elite Plus line. It's a German-made, German-engineered, German-developed hollow point bolt design.
Okay.
So like every other producer, it's nothing really new. Yes. But made in Germany with our knowledge and our machinery, our technology, so it's very fine, very good ballistics, very well balanced. Our cases are known for very good quality.
Yes.
And our long experience in loading ammo enabled us, or gave us the right tools to make factory-produced ammo in self-loading quality, as you just said.
Factory-produced ammo in hand-load quality. Yeah. Now all the people who are saying, dude, I need this. What calibers are available?
We have covered the most important calibers, I would say. So starting with the 223 RAM, for the gas guns, DMR rifles, name it, with 3 different bullet weights. Then we have the 6.5 caliber cartridges, the new one, the 6.5 Creedmoor, which is having a hype at the moment. Then the old known 6.5 times 55 Swedish caliber we cover with 2 bullet weights. Then we have, of course, the never getting old cartridge 308 Winchester with 3 bullet weights. Then we have the 300 Winchester Magnum with 2 bullet weights, and to top it up, the 338 Lapua Magnum also with 2 bullet weights. 2 bullet weights, 3 bullet weights, 2 bullet weights. Why is it so important to have different bullet weights, Keno?
Because you have different needs to your bullet. If you have some different twist rates, of course, in your caliber group or in your caliber, or you looking for a more bullet with more speed, more muzzle velocity, or you're looking for a heavier bullet with a higher BC, and it's the thing that you can make the bullet bigger, as you told in the German part. Yeah. So you have to make the bullet longer, and a longer bullet has more. It's a different twist. It's a different twist. Yes, of course.
So different twist rates, different weight of bullets. Well, it's a perfect transition, because now we talked about how Keno entered the universe of long-range shooting, rather, right? But as he discovered that, dude, I'm getting really good at this, he also probably wanted to max out his rifle. And as the Target Elite Plus is built to, well, basically perform equally great in every rifle, there is bound to left some minuscule room for improvements just because everyone has a different custom setup. So Keno told us earlier that he started to hand load himself, and which is ironic is he was so in love with the Scorion bullet that he used it as well in his hand loads, which basically is because you also deliver them as standalone components.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keno, how did this turn out for you?
Oh, it turned out perfect because I got more and more experienced, and I changed my setup. My early setup came from hunting, was tuned, and after a few competitions, I know it is time for a real competition PRS rifle. And
he's digging, he's going into the rabbit hole.
Yes, of course. So, and this was a moment I realized if I want to take the bullet to the limit, I need to reload the ammunition for my PRS competitions, because I personally prefer lighter bullets with more velocity. Other competition shooters like it the other way. So for me, it was the right way to make the bullet faster, and I had to reload because you have to produce standard ammunition for the mainstream, so to say, and I needed the special high-speed version of the Target Elite Plus.
Rifle.
Yes, for my rifle.
Exactly.
Stefan, being the manufacturer, do you get this a lot, that people start off with the Target Elite Plus, they are successful, but then they ask for, can I also have this in components because I want to do something on my own?
Actually, that's a thing, They said, they tried it, it worked, they learned to love it.
They get addicted?
They get addicted, they get addicted. They spend the extra buck to get the reloading bench.
Nice.
They get the experiences in hand loading, and then they say, now I need a good bullet.
Isn't that the biggest compliment for you as a manufacturer?
That they come back.
That they come back for components?
Yeah, it is actually, it is.
Last thing, before we dive into how do we train on ranges where, well, that are booked already because the 2.5 mile range has been used up or whatever, it's not available, but we still want to train. Last question. You always say, well, high BC, high BC.
Yep.
Why is the high BC so important, Keno?
Because the bullet stays longer in supersonic speed, and I have also a flatter trajectory, so I have a little bit more space to hit the target. Because in PRS shooting, it's only hit or miss. So if I have a high BC bullet, I have a little bit more space for mistakes or miscalculation.
Very flat trajectory.
Yep.
Is that something you guys are equally proud of?
We are. and aside from that flat trajectory, there's also less wind drift. So a higher BC is not only in height difference, but also in left and right corrections, which I have to do when reading the wind. So the higher the BC, the more, let's say, room I have for misjudgments and still can hit the blade. Yeah. So a high BC is important for a shooter.
For those people who are now into long-range shooting, they say, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start long-range shooting. I am going to start out with the Target Elite Plus. But then they figured, damn, I live in Germany. I don't have access to a range that is 2.5 miles long. Don't give up your hopes yet, because we have something coming right up for you that might be equally interesting. We are, spoiler alert, we are going to talk about 22 rimfire long-range shooting. But before we go into that, we leave you with a very cool video for the Target Elite Plus. Thank you for tuning back in. We are now talking about 22 rimfire long range. How can 22 rimfire be named in the same sentence as the word long range? Keno, go.
Okay. First, we have to define. Yes, thank you. What is long range? Is it the distance, or what is long range? So some people say, oh, everything above 600 meters long range, or everything above 1,000 meters long range. I personally prefer to say we have 3 classes of long range. Long range, everything in the supersonic range. Then we have extreme long range in the transonic range, or
it becomes transonic.
Becomes transonic, yes. And we have ultra long range when the bullet becomes subsonic. And if we have this point of view, we can, put another definition into long-range shooting, because I can shoot long-range with a smaller bullet like the 22 rimfire, or I can shoot long-range with the 338 Lapua. So if I want to train, on shorter ranges or need cheaper ammunition and a lot of other things, because it's easier, it's a little bit cheaper, it's easier to get, and it's also for people who really don't like the big calibers. It's a good way to start long range shooting on smaller distances and train, of course, the long range shooting, because you can't simulate long range shooting. You have to shoot.
A bullet has to lift the barrel.
A bullet has to lift. Yes, of course. So it's not what you can simulate at home or something like this. So you have to go to the range and shoot, and this is the 22 rimfire helps.
Stefan, would you say that basically what Kino is saying, that long range by definition, or by his definition, is not about the range, but more about maxing out the capabilities of the caliber?
Yeah, I would say so. That makes the most sense to make it independent from any distances. Break it down to the caliber and its capabilities. I think this is the correct definition of it.
So if we go back to the factor range,
yeah.
Well, how long or short is long range and on a 22 rimfire?
Between 100, 150 meters and up to 300 meters.
Yeah. Or even longer if you want to.
If you want to. Yeah. If you have the setup, the bullet and the skills.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is that PRS can be trained, or long range rather, can be trained, while basically there are more similarities. You already in the other panel told me, Stefan, that a 22 projectile is actually 3 times slower.
Yeah.
So it touches the barrel basically 3 times longer. Yeah. So basically any mistake that I do is 3 times more heavier, basically.
That's dramatic, yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
it's really a good trainer system.
Yeah, and you see a big trigger pull, a bad trigger pull, you can see on the target. So it's really an indicator for your shooting skills.
All right.
On a center fire rifle, you would have not noticed, because it's basically the same impact. But the same mistake on a 2.2 LR rifle, you're out.
Okay, so I have a question to you, because now you're talking about you're talking to the cracks like Kino, who started long range shooting with the Target Elite Plus, then got into hand loading. Now they're maxed out, tricked out, everything. These people know their stuff, right? So of course they're not going to use any bullet.
No, probably not.
So how did you actually guys achieve? How did you guys actually make a bullet that is somehow interesting to the long-range shooter? Because he is going to have a much higher standard to a 22 long-range bullet than to a standard 22 whatsoever caliber.
Yeah. And this is the task what we gave ourselves. We have a great portfolio of rimfire cartridges, but a dedicated long-range cartridge was missing. And this is why we developed the new R+ long-range cartridge. The unique feature of this cartridge is that unique and patented bullet design. So we added a little bit more weight, so that bullet has 43 grains instead of the standard 40 grains. It has a little bit more aerodynamic bullet shape.
Yes, sir.
And we added, we call it rocket tail, so a little boat tail taper to that rimfire bullet. And this combined with a little bit of a higher powder charge makes the perfect cartridge for a rimfire long-range shooting.
I'm smiling because what I'm smiling is like, Stefan is giving me the rundown on what you guys improved. And he's like, well, we did a little bit there, and a little bit there. You know, we had to do a little bit there. And Keno's just like, yes, that's good.
We need that. I like it. I love it.
Keno, give me a feedback. Did RWS actually, did they do a good job on the Air Plus long range? Are you, as a dedicated long-range shooter with lots of expertise, know-how, and range time?
Moment of truth.
Well, this is what we're here for. What is your experience with the R+ long range?
Yes, that is a really, really good job, because the bullets
you can say you can keep your job.
Yeah, yes, of course. I talk to you. No, because the bullets that we had before was just for plinking or for hunting purpose and something like that. That wasn't really precise for longer ranges. And with your bullet, it's 22 long range or 22 rimfire shooting is like cheating. We had it on a range with some guys in a training camp, and 2 of us had the chance to try these bullets, and it was really like cheating, especially for the longer distance up to 200, 250 meters. You saw really a big difference in group size and muzzle velocity or stability of the bullet, and It was cheating. It was really cheating.
They're happy they're sharing the same passion. Guys, if you figured that, all right, I am going down the rabbit hole of long-range shooting, whether you are close to a old-fashioned way of long-range shooting, then you can start with the Target Elite Plus. If you then, just like Kino, develop skills and you say, all right, I have to dig deeper, then you are also all set with the Scorium Bullet, because it is also an independent component for hand loading, because we just noticed that you are bound to arrive at hand loading at some point of your long-range journey. And even for you guys, like me, who do not even dream of having access to really long-range distances, you can also achieve the long-range experience with the RWS Air Plus long range, or if you are a true long range shooter and you want a trainer system that works very well for you, RWS has got you covered. Keno, Stefan, thank you so much for this really, really entertaining talk. Thank you so much for your time. I know you guys are busy. Thank you. And also, thank you for tuning in, and please stay tuned, because we are not done with the first day of Share the Passion. We still have some quite, well, let's say a little more surprises going on, and then we'll be back tomorrow and even the day after tomorrow. Guys, thank you for sharing the passion.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.